Welcome to our third installment. This is going to be the gold level, the final of the basics. We're going to be going through analog detection. So that's going to be the number 1 through 15, finding them numbers. We're going to look at the analog combo lock a little more, signal inhibitors, including the lowest signal, matching signals, signals having to be higher than the other one, like A versus B. So there's also a few other things we're gonna get through on this one. Maybe even check the wireless out. I haven't used it yet, but it looked interesting to play with. So first we're going through analog detect. So signal strength, we got 2 coming out, fill in both of these. The repeater is bringing it up to 15, and it is closing that gate. We only have 2 coming through there. So if we were to wind it back down to 1, we can't reach the repeater, which causes it to go through, which means now we can find a signal strength of 1. If we were to come over here and see this guy, this is set for signal strength finding of 2, so 1, 2, but it's coming out of a repeater into a comparator, which brings it up to 15. So all 3 of these are filled, and it'll go up to 15. One more turns off because it's 15 minus 15 gives you 0. We have this in subtraction mode. This wouldn't work without subtraction mode. This one in subtraction mode works just the same. You only need subtraction mode in this one if your dial goes up to 15. Alright, so continuing on, you can also put it into a target block. Problem with this is with bigger devices, sometimes it'll flicker like a light bulb. So I guess I can't really get it to do it now, but I'll show you in a different device that sometimes messes up in that way. We have the type they usually do with the really tight type router. So you got this lit, these guys aren't lit. How this works is once the first one is powered, turns off this torch, and that torch is able to turn on. So right here, this is off, so this can turn on. But once this repeater turns on, it turns off the torch above. So we're set at 2 right now, so it's the second one. 3, 4, 5 turns them all off. Everything's off. Wind it back down to 1, and the first one's on. So you can make this smaller to where, just like the other one, it's just a signal 1. Oh no. Oh, I don't have the top. So 1, 2 off. Alright, so that's how we find signal strength. So we've gone through memory, signal strength. Here we have a combo lock. This has to be 1, 2, 3 to be on. At 4 it's off. This is just 1 to be on and 2 is off. Right now it's at 2. Wind it back down to 1. Both these are on. which turns this off, which turns this on, and we got the door open. Again, I don't have any doors attached to anything, but use your imagination. Alright, so let's get into a little more complex. We're reaching the end of this, so it's not going to get too bad, but starting with signal inhibitors, an AND gate for signal strength. So these have to match. The reason why these have to match, and I'll give you an overview so you can make this circuit by yourself. This comparator right here has to be equal to or higher than the other one coming out of this guy. Alright, same with this one, has to be equal or greater to that wire here. So this one has to be, and this one has to be equal or greater. So if this is higher, only this light is on. If this is higher, only this light is on. You could put this on an AND gate, so this and this have to both be turned on for a door to open, and kind of like a combo lock, but you can expand it. So you can put as many of these as you want. Here I have a redstone torch being turned off by the signal getting through. So you can put as many torches as you want going into repeaters, into a subtracted comparator in case you go all the way up to 15. And if this guy's too high, it'll turn this torch on, because this won't be powered because it can't get through this side. Turns off. Well, let's bring that up. Well, this guy is now turned off. Good. But now this is on because this guy can't get through this. So same. So if these were too high, then no signal strength would come through your original signal, even though both are off. But what about if this guy and this guy are too high? Then yeah, same thing. Alright, moving on. We have on at B is greater, or no, B is less than A. So we got B here, we got A here. We got two controls. If this guy can pass through, it'll turn this off. If this is off, then this gate can get through. This subtraction only has to be on if you had a bigger dial. This only goes to 8. So this signal won't go through. This signal won't go through. And that's all because this guy is too big. It's turning off this, which turns off the next block. Alright, so if it's equal, 5 and 5, good. This is 1, good, because this is lower. This is 1, good. 2, good. 3, off. So A absolutely has to be greater than B for both or either light to be on. And that is like if you were doing some kind of coding or programming or flag or something to where you had to have this much in this box before continuing. I don't know. Try it out. It'll be great. Alright, lowest signal. We got 2 inputs. One right here, set it 2. One right here, set it 1. It's showing 1. Little nutty. We got 15. and it's being subtracted by both sides. So 2 over here, 1 over here. So this guy's going to put out a 14 because 15 minus 1 is 14. We got 15 over here minus 2 is 13. This comparator will take the highest signal strength always, and that is 14. Alright, you got 15 minus 14 is 1. So we're using the fact that it'll take the highest signal strength against itself by inverting everything to where it'll take the lowest signal strength as the highest and then put out the answer. So if this was 3, it only show 2 because this is lowest. If this is 5, it only show 3 because this guy's lowest. So I'll give you an overview of that. Subtraction, subtraction, subtraction. The block carries the signal strength over here, so they're both at 15. Alright, moving on, moving on. Let's do some input routers. So this guy right here, quick overview again. My hand's in the way. Oh gosh, I should take the stuff out of my hands. Alright, so you can either turn on one side or the other side. I mean, if you hit both at the same time, I think they turn each other off because this repeater comes in at 15 and this memory unit comes 15, 14, and then gate. So how this works is if you turn on either side on this side, it'll turn on, right? But if you come over here and you turn this on, it'll only be 14 gate, 15, so this side won't turn on. But if you pop it on from this side, it'll turn on, and this will come through full strength and turn this side off. So this side, back and forth. But if you try to hit this corner, it won't work. If it's over there, hit this corner, it won't work. But in the middle, that's your all off. So kind of like a toggle OR gate with a lock, depending on how you want to hook this up. A bunch of different options. I've used it for a few things. My elevator. Another signal router that I used in my elevator is this guy right here. So right now we got the signal strength up here, or not signal strength, just toggled on signal since it's a full instead of a numbered signal strength. So this button right here is delayed, and it'll turn this guy on. The redstone coming out this way is directed, so you have to have a repeater facing in and into the block, and that'll turn it off. And the reason why this is delayed is because it's going to try to turn itself off. Now we have observers, so this one is pointed up. It's going to power this block. It's going to come from the last one and the last one. And this is not a complete circle to where these two don't touch each other, or else it just climb up and down. I did that last time I was building this, and I couldn't figure out why it just kept looping around the system, but I'll give you an overview of this in just a second. So again, this one is facing up, pointing down, so the signal will come from here and shut off all these. This comes in here, this gates, goes 15, 14. Gates at 15 can't get through. Alright, seeing it in action. Pressing this bottom one turns that one off, and that leaves that one on. There is a little bit of a weird toggle, but if you're not too worried about the timing, this is a really nice one to do. It's really small. You could press any level, it'll turn the other ones off. It's supposed to. Oh no. Maybe I might want to make a little more of a delay or fix the timing, but it usually works on my other machine. Alright, so got a pulse signal inverter here. One of the very last items before we go into the nonsense over there and then the wireless. So we got signal strength 1, and if this comes out, it'll go to a full 15, and it'll be subtracted by 1, which is a full 15, which doesn't really do anything. So bam. But if you were to bring it up to 2, then it subtracts 1 at 14. You can barely see it over there. Let's drag it down to halfway about. So if you can see it, we're inverting a signal just on a pulse. And the reason why I have this curved around like this is because you can't put a repeater on the pulse because it'll mess up your signal strength. So what I do have right here is 1 tick, 2 tick, and then this comes through at 1 tick, so it subtracts before it gets there, so it will not flicker like a light bulb and cause the wrong signal strength to come out. So you got subtraction right away, and then subtraction when it's supposed to be there. So 1, 2 tick, 1, 2 tick. So when you pop down on it, it gives you the answer right away all the time. You can change it while holding it. You can bring it up. So I brought it to 9, which will give you 6 left. Coming over to 15, we'll invert it to 1. The reason why I have it to where it's inverted from 15 to 1 is because at 0, I don't want it to show 1. I don't know if it would show 1 anyway, but I think if I were to just have it block right here, then it'd show 2 at 15. Yeah. Let's keep going. To get that light bulb flickering, I try to make something big. So what this does is it won't turn on the signal until the signal matches from a quick signal pulse and a slow signal pulse. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so da, 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 da. And then this is only 1. So you got to stand on this guy for a bit to turn on the signal. But if you just step over it, it won't actually turn on. I mean, unless you timed it right and just like kept flickering it on and off, and yeah. But that's based on the gate right there. That was way back here. This guy, where it has to be a matching signal strength. So that's what I'm using to stop the blinking lights like just slow it down. Pretty fun. I mean, it's not really a circuit, that's why it's on this nonsense area. We got degrading signal, just something fun to play with. We'll show you why in a minute, but when we turn this on, we got coming out 15, then 14, and then it loops around, and it'll keep reducing itself as it goes through the circuit till it shuts off. Then this guy turns on and sends in a full 15 again. So kind of like a continuous countdown. Maybe make a clock out of this or something like that. I was kind of thinking of more of a hopper clock. Well, we'll try that later if we get enough likes and subscribes. Hint, hint, yeah. Alright, so let's see, is this on this side of the gold? Yeah, okay. We haven't gone through this yet. So, switch with self shut off. Oh yeah, okay. So this is based on that other one. So this guy right here that we showed in another video where it chases the area where you are from left to right. So it kind of follows you around. Now we're using that technology as a router. So and this side only turns this side off. If you were to push that side, it turns on. That side turns the other side on and turns the other side off. So it's kind of like being able to push a button for lever. I'll bring it up to the top. So what it is, a bookshelf. One bookshelf on either side. They're fighting each other for signal strength superiority because they're subtracting from each other. So this guy's only active because he's pushed back this guy so far. So this guy can't move past because he's being in subtraction mode. It's 1 minus 1 is 0. Come over here and push this button. It shuts this guy off for a second, which allows the other side to progress forward, and that brings the signal strength over here. Okay. Then we got a switch router. So if you were to push this side, you could turn both these sides on. No power has those. Like if you were trying to route signal strength through 2 different areas or something, or 4 different areas, and super confusing. But yeah, so pushing over here gives these 2. Pushing over here gives these 2. All off gives those sides. And then, oh goodness, let's toss the whole stack. So you hold that, I'll hold this. So now you got these far ends on. So let go of that, and both those are on. Pick that up, get off, and now the closer sides are on. So that's 4 different options with 2 buttons. You could put a switch on this, I guess, if you wanted to make it easier instead of dropping items. Lever. So fars, sides, closest, sides, yeah. Alright, so switch router. Alright, we got this guy done, that guy done. I was gonna show another signal detection tower, router kind of thing. We went through a lot of that over here. So we were routing sideways like that, or being able to detect one. This is a really fun router. So what it's doing is you get the signal strength, and then it comes up through the glass each side. And then if it's too high, it'll turn off that level, because subtraction mode, repeater. So right now it's set at, well, let's guess. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So it's third one up, 3. So bringing it to 4, 4. So 3 is shut off. It's just the same circuit that we usually use, and that I'm going to be using. Sorry, I haven't shown you, I guess, a lot of stuff, but this guy right here. Alright, so it doesn't take up a lot of room, and it keeps it tight. I'll show you this in a second. That's a really good one. But I wanted to, yeah, let's do this one first. So we had remember the little number reducer that just go like 15 to 1. So we use that, and we have the towers, all right, and they're getting reduced by signal every second, because it's going 15, 14, and then around, then 14, 13. And snowfall. So once it hits the bottom, there is a bit of flickering. That's what I was talking about. And that's because I'm using target blocks instead of a second comparator right here. So these are both activating at once when the whiteout happens. I believe the whiteout doesn't happen from the very top, because oh, no, didn't even catch it. I was looking the other way. Oh yeah, that one's fun. Alright, that's in the diamond side. Okay. So now, this is my favorite new router. I was messing around, and I thought to myself, okay, I got 3 coming out. Alright, so 1, 2. Where is it? Okay, so you have 1 right here. So this is 3 minus 1 is 2. So these 2 are turned on. Alright? And then over here you have 3. Then you have 15. So 15 minus 3 is going to be 12. You bring that signal all the way around. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, I have 2 coming from this side, 12 coming from this side. That's only 14. So the 15th signal strength is right here, and it turns on. Alright? So this is my new router. I don't know if anyone else has done it like this, but bring it to 7. Here's 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's bring it up to 10. So this router can bring power this way, you know, turn on, turn off torches, whatever you want to do. Nice and tight, because I know you guys were, where is it? Making this guy right here. It's so nice and tight, but I I don't like how it's hard to get. I guess if you were to put that there, then that'd be your switch that you'd pull your signal from. It's a little bulky. So we got here, besides the top stuff you're building off of, I mean, it's only 1, 2, 3 blocks high, 4 blocks wide. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20 blocks long. So 20 by 4 by 3, that's pretty good for reaching every single signal. I use this in a display model that I will be showing soon. Alright, I guess that's gold. We're finally finished. We're going to be going into really hard stuff next. I mean, just because it has to do with math. I mean, it's not too bad. We'll get through it. Alright, I promised. Well, I didn't promise, but I said that we could possibly do this. This is wireless. We have skulk sensors, the calibrated ones. These don't have an actual something for them to read, because the little white part coming out right here, if you put a redstone signal in it, then it'll only read a certain action that you're doing. These guys do have that going on. So over here is 15, and that sends it through and shows a full 15. And then this would be 14, so it gives us full 15, degrades to 14, comes in. So every single book is linked to what signal strength it's supposed to be at. But like, you can come over here and you can jump and walk around and only, let's see which ones are, it's this guy right here. This is walking, and we got jumping. So hit ground, step. So that's proof that those activate like they should. And that's 1 and 2, because that's how 15, it degrades down to those numbers. And that's where my display is showing right now. But coming over here for the wireless, this will send the signal that you're doing without being calibrated, which I thought was nuts. So I'm going to land and it's going to show 2. Alright. I'm going to walk and it's going to show 1. I'm going to open a chest and close it. I don't know if that was open or closed that it showed, but yeah. So this would be how you would be able to send analog signal wirelessly. And that's going to be the next keyword. Last time was router, and that was a fun one to discover. Next one's going to be analog, because we're doing binary. Well, everyone does binary. I don't do binary, but we're moving on to analog. It's the future. We'll dive into it next video. Alright, we'll see you then.